for a 4-game unbeaten streak. If you have a question, please raise your hand, state your name and your outlet. We got Jackie in the back.
Wait just a moment. You're going to smile? I will read my name.
¿Puedes preguntar solo en inglés o español? Yeah. Let's practice.
Hi, Jackie for the Blazing Musket. We really saw the depth in your roster today. You made the 5 subs. You had a lot of players once they were subbed in, switching sides or switching positions. What do you work on with them, or how do you make sure that they're able to kind of like switch their mentality once those changes need to be made?
Normally when we work on the idea and the methodology that we use, we like to change a little bit the positions of the player inside the training. First, so the players understand the missions and the roles inside of several positions, and we need players that have the characteristics to play in several positions too, because if we have a game that we need to have a sub, or we don't have a player available and we need to have some dynamic and some characteristics in a position, we cannot don't do it just because the player is not ready. And what we do a lot is a methodology that uses a lot of understanding of the game, and you need to be available to be in different positions. And this is why we have players, and when we pick the players, we already think about this player can play here, here and here, and open the possibilities to a coach to decide and to switch the players in several positions. So it was good for us, but again, I think it's about the mentality that the players start to have. They never give up. We did some changes that help us inside the game. Gambon entering the game very, very well, very dynamic, and Ella, Gucci, Sammy, they bring more energy, more intensity in our game, and it's normal. Like 2 days ago, we were playing against Gotham, an intense game, and we needed this. We need fresh players that can bring some better decisions inside the game and better executions, just because you're not so tired like the other ones. And I think this make a little bit different. We were more composed in the first half in regards of possession and keep the ball and wait for the moment to attack. In the second half, when Bandit get in, the game start to be a little bit more transitional. We don't like this game, but if we need to play it, we just need to pick the right players to do this type of game. So I think the players that came from the bench did a really, really good job, because they understand the game going to be different. We need to adapt, and we need to be ready for this type of game too.
I think it was, I'm Gilly with the Boston Globe. I think it was Ali who was saying that it was sort of, this is all.
I can listen.
Is that working?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I'm Gilly with the Boston Globe. I think it was Ali that was saying that it felt like Amanda was maybe getting frustrated, not scoring in games. How have you seen her handle sort of the mental side of things of waiting this long to find the back of the net?
She showed in the moment that we need her. She say, I'm here, I'm going to score this goal. Sometimes strikers is these moments that they need, a moment to show that I can do it, and I will help my team in some moment. I think in some games she didn't have lucky, because she had the moments to score, and sometimes when the striker 1 game, 2 games, 3 games and you don't score, you start to don't believe that you are capable, but being a little bit frustrated. But Gucci stay every time composed and understanding I'm going to have my moment and I need to be ready. And I think the difference of the great players and the normal players is these moments, that you have a striker that probably a lot of people say Boston don't have a striker or don't have a player that can score a lot of goals, but she showed that she just needs to be ready for the right moment and she will score. And probably after this game she just needed this to start make more goals. But again, I was not concerned, she was not concerned, and I think this is what she was so composed in the penalty end and she scored a goal. So again, I think it's about trust in the players, and the players trust in the process, and everything will be fun.
Just to follow up on that, if I could, she you also see her make sort of the selfless decision to lay the ball off to Allie and have Allie score there. What does that tell you about her when you know she's frustrated with not scoring, but she chooses to make the extra pass?
It's telling that we choose the right player. When we start to do our squad, we think a lot in these specific characteristics. How going to be the personality of the player, and we search. And of course, we don't going to know every time, but we need to search. We need to talk with other coaches that already work with the players, with the clubs, and understand how going to be this player, how is the personality of the player. And when we understand that most of the players, or every player that we have, when I say most of the players, because sometimes we have young ones that have this fire and this ambition and be frustrated to don't be there in the star 11 or in the team so much times that we want. But this is what we want to, is this mix of players that understands and have this culture to I'm present when the coach needs, and I need to think as a team. And the young players and players that don't have this experience, but they are building this with these players that already have. But we need these two, the ambitious players that want to play every games, want to play every minutes. But every players that we have respects the decisions, and they are there for the team. And I think in several moments we can see this. We can watch that is true. And you are saying this example. We have Amanda that need a goal, but in first time we need to put the team every time. And she understands, okay, if I rotate, I don't know if I can rotate and score or shoot, but this player is in front of the goal, it's just to touch, and she's in a better position. So I think this is a characteristic of the team that we have and the culture that we are trying to build.
Juan.
Filipa, Juan, Telemundo, buenas
Una
noches.
oportunidad.
Portuñol, qué forma de ganar la noche. La verdad que fue algo impresionante. Fue un partido bastante intenso. El segundo tiempo vi que el equipo salió con mucha más garra, mucho más ánimo y se notó en la cancha. ¿Cómo viste tú ese segundo tiempo y más ganar un equipo como el Orlando?
Nosotros estamos construindo algo e já venimos construindo essa mentalidade desde o primeiro dia que temos o primeiro ponto. Portanto, não é algo que não estamos esperando de nossas jogadoras. Nós já sabemos que elas não vão desistir nunca. Foi só mais uma vez que elas mostraram que estão preparadas para estes juegos, para esses partidos, para esses momentos competitivos. Agora é manter essa mentalidade, porque não podemos estar aqui e não podemos estar aqui. Temos que estar sempre no meio e perceber que vamos ter maus momentos também. Agora não vai ser sempre vitórias e empates, vamos ter maus momentos, mas como vamos ultrapassar, como vamos reagir, como vamos a seguir depois desses momentos. Elas já mostraram que são capazes e estão construindo essa mentalidade.
Just what do you see from your defense once Banda came into the game and getting that shutout in the second half with her out there?
Tell me just at the beginning against.
Just your defense play against Banda, just what you saw from them.
The only thing that we changed a little bit was we were most of the times in individuals, in the goalkeeper, in open plays. Sometimes we bring to the right side and we start individuals. When Banda get in, we just need to understand that, okay, is hard if we do a 1v1 with Banda, so we need to have two players, one marking and starting the contact, because it's important. She cannot start to run without a contact, and after the cover every time to balance and help, and they did an excellent job on that, but we lose a little bit in press because you cannot close in every spaces. We try to close in every space, but it is hard. And what we did when Banda got in was understanding, okay, here we need to have a 2v1 where we're going to open the space and we divide a little bit more in the front, but every time trying to be intense and every time try to do step forwards. We just try to bring the ball to the outside space, and there we were more aggressive to recover a ball. Of course, we don't going to have all the balls covered, so sometimes they will kick and they try a lot this long ball to Banda, but I think we did a great job, because if you think in the game they only have situations with these long balls and Banda running, because in playing possession we were better inside the game. So I think we control very well with Banda and without Banda.
Profe, antes que nada, nuevamente felicidades, otro excelente triunfo. 8 puntos en las últimas 4 semanas. ¿Cuál ha sido el factor importante, el factor principal para el éxito de este equipo en estas semanas a comparación de las primeras 5?
Nosotros fizemos exatamente a mesma coisa. O que tivemos de diferente foi tempo, partidos, conexões, momentos em que as jogadoras jogaram junto, princípios, dinâmicas. Quando tens tempo e tens mais partidos, vas a melhorar dentro dos partidos, pero eu estou sempre dizendo qual é a diferença desse partido para o partido com Chicago. Temos quantos remates à baliza, foram muito superiores possession. Tivemos a balão maior parte do tempo, contra Utah em nossa casa, a penalti, um livre, pero tivemos situações e fomos superiores. Qual foi a diferença? Nenhuma. Algumas vezes a bola entra, outras vezes não entra. É a mentalidade, estás construindo algo. Nos primeiros partidos, quando algo é difícil, as jogadoras têm que enviar o pensamento, não é entrado, temos que continuar, temos que acreditar, temos que entender, esse é o processo. E nos primeiros partidos é difícil, mas quando começas a ver que é superior e que consegue ser consistente, os resultados, eu sempre lo digo, são consequências. Nós não trabalhamos para ganhar, nós trabalhamos para ter um bom processo. A vitória, ganhar, será sempre uma consequência, se trabalhas bem ou não.
Última pregunta.
8 puntos. ¿Qué le podemos decir ahora al equipo para seguir en esta senda de triunfos, para seguir logrando más puntos?
É o mesmo que disse a tu colega, não estamos aqui porque estamos ganhando e não estávamos aqui porque estávamos perdendo. Continuamos a ser os mesmos. Portanto, essa humildade, essa capacidade de entender que temos que continuar a melhorar, temos que continuar a evoluir, isso é que vai ser essa equipa mais competente e melhor nos próximos partidos e nos próximos meses. Se achamos que estamos aqui só porque estamos ganhando, vamos começar a perder. Temos que manter aqui no meio, sabendo que temos que melhorar, mas sabendo que temos qualidade para estar nessa liga.
All right, thank you everyone for coming. Thank you, coach.
Thank you.